Reverend Father John Baptist Kaganda, working with the Uganda Episcopal Conference and working as the National Pastoral Coordinator. I am the Executive Secretary for the Pastoral Liturgy Department. I'm here to talk about the small Christian communities. We are about to celebrate the 50 years of the small Christian communities since their inception. In the Amasia region, the small Christian communities were introduced in the year 1973. Since then, our bishops saw that this is a model that could be adapted for effective evangelization. So since then, small Christian communities have been here with us. Here in our country, Uganda, the small Christian communities are spread throughout the entire country. But of course, in some regions they are active. In some regions they may not be so much active. But as a way forward, we want to see that this model of evangelization, starting from the grassroots, it takes effect. So when we talk of the small Christian communities, what do we mean? When we talk of the small Christian communities, we mean a grouping of Christians. They come in their small groupings, around 15 families. They come together and they meet essentially to share the Word of God. They meet weekly on a given day they have decided, and at a given place they have decided. This place could be rotational, and when they meet, they read the Word of God, they meditate on the Word of God. Each is given an opportunity to share his insights or her insights on that particular text that they have read. And then thereafter, they go out and leave the message they have shared. So, time and again they meet. Of course, texts keep on changing, and when they meet, they also reflect on their situation in which they are in and how they can assist one another. And since they are in those small groupings, they can assist one another. Those who have challenges are assisted. Those who are neglected are cared for. And so there is concern for one another. Actually, when we talk of the small Christian communities, they bring out what the early church was. They used it to meet in their families, and they used it to care and love for one another. No one lived in want. So there was assistance of one another. So that is the model in the Amasia region that was adopted to be used for grassroots evangelization. At this stage, we are preparing to celebrate the 50 years of the small Christian communities. Of course, down in the dioceses, celebrations already started. They started celebrating, and why are they celebrating? They are celebrating the success story of the small Christian communities. And as we celebrate the 50 years of the small Christian communities, we need to promote the weekly meetings. And these weekly meetings, that's where they meet to share the Word of God. Besides, we are encouraging the people down in the dioceses, in the small Christian communities, as a souvenir, as a memory, to plant trees and to grow more food. So these are some of the activities that can be done down in the dioceses, down in the small Christian communities, as we celebrate the 50 years of the small Christian communities. There is also need to increase the vigilance of making house-to-house visitations. Why that? It's simply because once we make these house-to-house visitations, There we come to know our people. What are the challenges they go through? We encourage them in faith. Some may be lapsed Christians. We need to encourage them in faith. We need to strengthen them amidst the challenges they go through. So, house-to-house visitations is very important. Besides that, we also need to identify some successful small Christian communities that can be taken as a model, and encourage the other small Christian communities to take that particular small Christian community as a model worthy of emulation. I have already stated that down in the dioceses, celebrations have already started. They are almost reaching to the climax. How about at the national level? At the national level, preparations are already underway. We are preparing to celebrate the 50 years of the small Christian communities on a Saturday, 31st August this year 2024. And the venue will be the Uganda Martyrs Shrine at Namugongo. Preparations have already started. And when we talk of celebrating at the national level, of course it is the entire conference celebrating. So the climax is simply at the national level at Namugongo. And so we are inviting all the people of God to come and we celebrate together the success story of the small Christian communities in Uganda. The main celebrant on that day is going to be the Right Reverend Vincent Chirabo, the Bishop of Hoima, and he's the chairperson of the Pastoral Commission here at the Uganda Episcopal Conference. So he's going to be the main celebrant. Mass will be starting at 10, and then thereafter, reports and celebrations will follow. So I invite you, all the people of God, come and we celebrate together. Thank you very much.